The most important thing to understand about Mushin Tower is that these enemies behave like players rather than like mob. They're like human. This changes how you kind of approach the fight. It changes how you CC and changes how they hit you. It's highly recommended that you learn how to do your CC combo and stuff like that, because Mushin Tower is all about CC chain and never giving the enemy a chance to fight back. Typically, you can start your fight with something like a CC into your aerial combo, and your main goal here is to CC chain the enemy as much as possible so they don't hit you back. So here I'm going to chain a knockdown. I'm going to do another knockdown. And then every time you do a CC, it will give you a really big window. And of course the enemy is going to hit you back too. So here he's going to do a big red attack. But then I'm able to parry and deflect him into another CC chain combo. Aerial knockup. Get him up. I'm going to generate some focus. Knock him down again. You can see I'm never giving the enemy a chance to ever fight back. He might hit me here, so I'm going to do a parry. I missed it. Maybe here. So you see that he actually do parry me and stuff like that. That is the main difference for Mushin Tower. Is that you should be learning how to properly play your class in terms of different settings, because many of these attacks are kind of unavoidable because of the way the CC environment works. Right there, I CC'd him, so I can grab him here into a combo, drop him down, aerial combo, and I'm not ever giving him a chance to fight back. And that is the main thing about Mushin Tower, is that you should not be giving enemy a chance to fight back. And every single class is going to have a different solution to approach it. Summoners, you have a cat taunt. Blade Masters and Kung Fu Masters have more blocks, so you can play more defensively and stuff like that. So this is the most important. With that being said, on the first floor, I recommend starting with the Blade Masters and Kung Fu Masters, because these enemies are slower and they hit less hard. So they are easier to deal with. Once you're more experienced, you can try the other enemy that hit harder. On the second floor, you're going to encounter the Silver Diva. You should be very familiar with this enemy at this point now because of the Golden Diva. It has basically the exact same pattern. One of the most important things to understand about Mushin Tower is that all the enemy are easily CCable because they don't have a CC bar appear, but you can actually just CC them with just one single hit of anything. So once again, the idea of Mushin Tower is always going to be learn the enemy pattern, CC chain them, and never giving them a chance to fight back. So here I'm going to parry him. I missed, so I got hit, but you get the idea. All the enemy here, they're pretty squishy, they're pretty easy to kill. They have like 4,000 HP. Alright, so once you get rid of them, you just basically hit the thing in the middle. Coming into the fourth floor, you have to select a warrior. Here I recommend the Kung Fu Masters, which is this guy who you fought potentially on the first floor, because the Kung Fu Masters will actually CC the enemy for you, so he's pretty good at it. You just have to do a knockdown. So whenever the Jiangshi do a big red, he's gonna do a knockdown for you, and then he's gonna punch the enemy a bit. So you only have to follow up with one knockdown, and this is gonna happen every single time. Coming into the fifth floor, the thing to understand about the fifth floor is that there are 4 orbs around the map, and these orbs actually give you buff when you stand on it. So here you can see I got a buff. Most importantly, it gives you a really big crit rate buff. It plus 50% crit rate, so that's really good, and it's where you're gonna get a lot of your damage. He also does pretty straightforward pattern like a yellow cone right there. And then the most important thing to watch out for is his grab attack that you have to CC for. So right here, he's gonna do the grab attack. Make sure you just CC him down. Oh, what? I didn't grab him. Based on what the wheel get, you get a different boss. And all of these boss are going to be the exact same copy as the blue dungeon, which at this point you should be pretty familiar with. They have really simple pattern. You can also reset the boss if you don't like the thing you get, and there's a minor chance where if you hit this jackpot, you can just skip the floor. But that being said, these bosses are overall pretty straightforward, so I think you shouldn't have too many trouble with it. They are just the carbon copy of the one you see in the dungeon. So this guy's gonna do like a really slow yellow attack, and then I don't know, like he's gonna do some yellow cone that are really slow and lame. Like, oh my god. Oh, this one, I don't know. Once again, the most important thing to understand about Mushin Tower is that while the enemy don't have a CC bar, you can easily CC them because it only takes one of any CC. So like here, he dropped the poison, just like you would see in the pig dungeon. So I'm going to CC him, grab him, and get him out of the poison so I can keep DPSing. Overall, there's not much to know about this war. Oh, don't do that. DPS, DPS, DPS. Woohoo! Let's talk about Junghado, which is the final boss for Mushin Tower. Now this is another human boss, so I like to treat it as a PvP fight. Your class will be determining how you deal with this boss. Every single class have a different style of PvPing, so they're gonna deal with this boss a little differently. The most important thing to understand about this boss, once again, is that your ideal method is always going to be CC chaining, just like in PvP. But more importantly is that this boss fight, you want to pay attention to what he's saying on his text, because that will determine what move he's going to use and how you fight against him. When you first start up the fight, he's going to be in his basic mode. He's going to toss out random moves like Flicker or Ankle Biter that reassemble Blade Masters, but most importantly is that he's going to his Tiger attack, which is the 5-point strike. It's not until you get to the Hong Moon phase the fight actually begin, and you know that he's in the Hong Moon phase when he say, a Hong Moon student, a worthy opponent. He's gonna stab you twice, strafe, stab you again, attempt to do a counter, so make sure you don't hit him during this animation or he's gonna counter you, and then he's gonna do a flash step, so I frame this one. Finally, he's gonna do a long wind charging up Phoenix attack. Against Tiger stance, he's gonna first jump back and then do a 5-point strike attack. You want to block or parry this. If he's doing turtle stance, he's gonna summon a bunch of ice on the floor while resuming his normal attack animation that we described before. If you backstep away from turtle stance, you can force him into doing Phoenix stance, where he will start with a blade call into your last position into a 5-point strike that you can once again block or parry. The most important thing to watch out for is going to be Dragon Stance, where he starts with a big red attack and then he's going to do another 5-point strike that you have to block or parry. The thing about Dragon Stance is that if you get hit by the Dragon Stance attack, he's going to do a full aerial combo, and it's extremely likely that you're going to get one-shotted and die to it. So for the most part, that's the entire fight. Once again, I highly recommend chaining aerial into knockdown and grab and other CC if you have it, just because it's extremely effective. Knockdown especially is the most effective CC, because every time you knock him down, he'll try to do a get up attack, where if you hit him again immediately, he'll always get knocked back down again, so we can chain CC him very easily. Overall, Junghado is going to take you some learning. Make sure you come equipped with either CC skills like stun, aerial, and parry skills like spin on your Blade Dancer or destroy, as well as block on your Blade Masters or Kung Fu Masters. Let me know how it goes for you. Like, comment, subscribe in the video if it helped you out. Bye bye.